yourself.
So, my name is Liza Watson, and I'm a welder and fabricator for around like 10 years
Okay.
almost. And I mostly work with like high-end cars now, but before I was building some just like a sport cars, rally, and that kind of stuff, And now I work with supercars, and that's my main course right now. And I joined Edge Army probably like last year.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm a proud member.
What got you into welding?
Long story short, so basically it was accidentally. I did not think to become a welder in general, but I always wanted to work with cars. And the problem, especially for female in Russia, because I'm from Russia originally, um, men don't really think of women that they can achieve something, that they can work with cars. And I was like, okay, I want to do it, I'm gonna do it, I love it. And I was trying to become like a painter and a body shop worker, but I couldn't that time for some like other reasons. And I was like, well, I guess welding is the closest that I can choose from the professions that I can actually use to work with the cars. So
Right.
I can, if I can't paint them, I can make exhaust systems,
Yeah,
right? So who
exactly.
cares? Same stuff, same cars. And that's how I got into this, and I love it. I don't know what to say.
Did you start welding in Russia or was that when you came over here?
No, no, I started when it was
Okay.
2014 in Russia. I moved to the States in
Okay.
2019. So,
Fairly new.
yeah.
Okay. So, you're on the West Coast, correct?
Yes, Seattle.
Seattle. Okay, cool. So there's a pretty big like supercar scene up in Seattle, up in that area.
Yes, it's pretty like rich state because we have many IT companies here, and like it's pretty it's the state is full of money, so that's why people can afford many supercars. But the problem is here is the season is pretty short because mostly it's rain,
Yeah.
you know, and we kind of have like a slow periods in the business, but at the same time, we're always busy and it's many cars, many supercars, and they're always like every year our clients are changing vehicles. So
Uh,
it's always something new all the
so once you
time.
get one client, so they may have a McLaren one year, the next year they're like, I want to go with a Ferrari, and then it's kind of
Yeah, literally like that.
that's kind of
Yes.
cool. I mean, at least you know how to deal with those customers, and then you know that they already expect a high quality from you, so that gives you the ability to kind of go and just kind of keep knocking it out of the park.
Mhm.
What's your
Yeah.
favorite car to do an exhaust for so far? Do you have like a top five?
Uh,
And I'm gonna assume it's
I'm not
titanium.
well, it's mostly titanium, and uh, honestly, it's still my favorite. Still is Aventador
Okay.
SVJ. And that exhaust that I built, there is no one in the world who does the same kind of design that I created with double X pipe for that high pitch Formula One
Right,
sound.
right.
And it's not just about the actual car. I don't really care how they look. I used to them. I drive them all the time, and it's not that cool as people think. It's just bucket with bolts, that's it. But the sound that they make, it's insane because you can see that it's not just like a regular car, it's actual like engineers worked on that thing, and it sounds insane because it's
Yeah.
V12. And because that special design that I created, it's like screaming. It's insane. I love it so
They're
much.
high
And
revving V12s, correct? Like usually like small
yes,
displacement or whatnot, but high revving.
yeah.
Thank you though.
Hmm.
So let's see. Do you work for a shop or do you work for yourself?
So basically, I'm in a partnership with the shop. So it's like two businesses in one space for now, but my part of the business is going to move to the it's the same building, but just a few bays away. We're gonna rent another space for the actual fabrication shop. But for now, yes, it's main business is German Auto House, and what they do, they do service, they do rebuilds for like engine rebuild,
Mhm.
or they do dyno tune and that kind of stuff for actual supercars. And this is the base that I can use to build the performance shop.
Oh,
So,
okay, cool. So you're
yeah.
just kind of
Hmm.
going to be the performance end of their business. Okay,
Yes.
that's
Yep.
kind of cool. So, creating your own way. Wow, that's a very short period of time to come over and then do that. That's amazing.
We are doing the exhaust systems parts for like 2 years now. So it's been a while, and it's like a little bit slow because it's small market,
Yeah.
and the competition with like China quality products is pretty hard because they beat with prices. It's impossible to beat them with prices. So
Yeah, it's
yeah,
definitely impossible to compete with them on price, but as far as quality, it's pretty easy
yeah,
to beat their quality, honestly.
yeah. That's true.
So, what was your formal training in welding like when you first started 10 years ago? Did you like work under someone? Did you go to like a trade school, or was it pretty much like trial by fire? You just started welding and just kind of learned as you went.
So basically, I went to school because nobody would hire me without any documentation. So I got certified first, but I didn't have TIG welding in that school. So I'm basically who I am. I'm a stick MIG welder, and is it right to say gas welder here?
Okay.
The
Yeah,
acetylene,
totally.
that kind of stuff.
Oxyacetylene.
So I do, yeah, I do have certification for that. And after that, I learned how to do TIG welding by myself.
That's cool. Pretty much self-taught
Yeah.
and just kind of picking and talking to other people in the shop and just are you real big on like
Yeah,
visuals like a lot of us are like you see something you got to go and try it.
yeah. It was like I tried it accidentally, and I was like, I want to do TIG welding. I don't want to do that nasty stuff anymore.
Yeah, the stick welding and MIG welding is all messy and everything. You're like, I want clean, I want this and yeah,
Yeah, man, my lungs were not happy about that at
I
all.
can believe that. Like that's production MIG
It's
work
very
is extremely dirty.
MIG is not that bad as stick because I was doing stick too. It's like
I've only done stick welding
it's not.
like out in the fields, like never in a shop setting. It's always been like a field setting, like up on a structure or something like that. So the crosswinds or whatever, you don't ever really get like the dirty fumes or whatnot. But yeah, it's dirty.
Yeah, but I was do it in the actual building
Mm,
inside, so it's probably outside. I can see it. It's probably better because of the wind and
yeah,
stuff, so that it's an airflow. But inside the building, when I was doing it, it was not good and no good ventilation. So no. I don't want to do it anymore.
definitely. So are you looking forward to basically being your own business inside of that?
Yes. That's what's happening right now. I have a business partner, and that's what we do. We're just trying to grow this small shop to something bigger and more interesting.
Are you going to try to do a display or something for like some of the bigger trade shows like SEMA or PRI or anything to try to get the attention towards y'all, or just kind of take it a lot slower than that at this point?
Mm, we think we're gonna have few clients on SEMA show this
Okay.
year, but we're not gonna have our booth yet
Okay.
because we were going to build some crazy project. I don't want to talk about it right
Hey,
now because it's kind of,
yeah,
it's a secret
definitely.
thing.
Don't want anybody to steal
But
it.
yeah, but hopefully maybe next year we can introduce that project because it's gonna be crazy. It's insane what we're gonna do. but it takes so much time to to work on it, because when you work on a project for some kind of show, it takes a lot of time, and plus you have work to
Yeah,
do, you have
yeah.
clients, you have responsibilities. So that's why it takes so much time. But hopefully we're going to move forward to the goal for next year. But this year I believe we should have few clients on SEMA show with our products on the cars, so it's still kind of a thing, and we're going to go there to just introduce ourselves, to show that, hey, we're a new shop, but we really want to compete with other
Yeah,
brands too. I mean, why
yeah,
not?
of course.
That's why
Well, I
we're
mean,
doing the
if you're in the
business.
same ring as them, might as well. Do y'all do
That's right.
like forced inductions, like add turbos and stuff like that to it as well, or
Yes, we don't really do the mainstream stuff like turbo R8s, turbo Huracans. That, like, it's a new thing after GTRs. Everyone jumped on that
right, right.
platform, and we're kind of like, yeah, that's cool, but it's like everyone is doing it. There is no new things there to add.
Yeah.
Like, people figure that out pretty quickly. But we are working on a different platform. We're mostly concentrated on McLaren
Okay.
platforms. And yes, we do have hybrid turbos for McLaren. So it's basically like bolt-on installation, but it's bigger wheel,
Okay. Okay.
compressor wheel inside. And we also can build a fully custom. We can build the engine, we can build the transmission, we can do the tune, and we can install bigger turbos and do whatever people want to do with those cars.
That's cool.
So yeah.
That's something in the industry that I mean I see a lot of it. I mean more than likely I can weld it, but I've never actually physically done that. So you know, motorsports fascinates me, but
It's
a lot of people do it. You see all the pretty welds and everything. Watching you weld at FabTech with some of the new Edge cups and everything was really cool.
Oh yeah, it was pretty cool experience for me, because there was so many things that we need to find before start welding the titanium, because it's so picky for
Yeah,
everything.
exactly. Having to track things down, purge plugs and whatnot, and filler rod, like all that stuff was. I remember.
Yeah, but it was fun. I liked
I'm
it.
pretty sure we might be better prepared this week if we do any demos, or not this week, this year.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, at
100%,
least.
yeah.
But that was your first time, correct?
It was first time on Fab Tech in general, so, and I was like, I was a noob for that kind of
Yeah.
stuff, but it was super cool. I liked it
Do
a
you plan
lot.
on going this year?
Yeah,
Okay,
100%.
cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there. Not like last time for a few days. I'm gonna be there for like probably whole the
The whole
show.
all three
So
days of the show.
yeah.
That's cool. What do you look forward to in the industry, like as growing as just your skill level? Is there something new you want to learn?
Uh, I'm trying to figure out what kind of education I can get here in the States to learn more about titanium alloy, because I'm all about that. I really want to know more, and I want to more about the abilities of titanium, because I know it's not just a light weight material. It's something bigger and more
Right.
interesting, and I want to understand like actual chemical process and like physical process of welding and how it works and what is better for it. So I'm just kind of looking for some kind of education, like actually, um,
Like the metallurgy behind it
I
all.
want to learn about titanium mostly.
The
Hmm?
metallurgy behind it,
Hmm?
like the
Yes,
thresholds
yeah,
on titanium
yeah,
and
that
stuff.
kind
Have y'all
of.
looked into 321 Inconel?
So I'm gonna work with that because I have to. We need to build manifolds for McLaren from Inconel, because it's the best material. I know some like basics about it. I know that it's a really high temperature
Yeah.
material, and it can be really thin and it's light and that kind of stuff. I've never welded. I really want to try it, and yeah, I'm gonna work with that soon. Maybe if I can find some more information, I'm gonna learn about that too, because I need it.
Yeah.
it's very important for what I do in the industry in my field, you
Yeah,
know.
I mean, branching out your product line because you may have a customer down the road that's like, oh, I want Inconel versus titanium, or
Yeah.
I've welded a lot of Inconel in the chemical plants like back in the day, and it's if you've welded 316 stainless and you welded titanium, it's pretty much a combination of the two when you weld it.
Oh,
So like it
interesting.
puddles real quickly, but the puddle holds and it's kind of sticky like titanium is.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, like if
okay.
that's probably an accurate description. I mean, other people will say something different, but that's from what I remember because we used to do a
Yeah.
lot of Inconel pipe and stuff like that.
I've heard that the paddle is kind of like
Yeah,
dirty when you look at it.
yeah, it'll
Yeah.
have like that weird little
And
like eye floating around, kind of like carbon steel a little bit. That's why it acts more like
Mhm.
stainless. But then when you
Mm,
push the filler into the puddle, it kind of wants to stick and build up a little bit like titanium does.
yeah, I wanna try it. Yeah, I'm looking for like maybe some like kits for
Oh,
training
okay.
to like just to try it, you know, because it's pretty expensive. It's like twice or three times more expensive than
Yeah,
titanium.
it's
So
it's up there. But the shelf life,
yeah.
well, not shelf life, the usage life on it's pretty large. Because titanium tends to get fragile with all the heating and cooling. The expanding, contracting. Under
Yeah,
it
yeah.
depends on how hot it gets and whatnot to how it goes. But
Hmm.
yeah, Inconel has a better usage for that.
Yeah, that I know that's the what's it's right to say the melting point is
Yeah,
higher than the titanium. Titanium is pretty like it's not it doesn't like heat
no,
much.
not at all,
That's what I get.
not at all. It doesn't like heat
Yeah,
at all. Like it,
yeah,
you can weld titanium on very, under 100 amps pretty easily. Or
yeah.
what I've done anyway. I don't know your setup.
I mean, it depends on thickness, of course, but yeah, mostly it's not higher than 100 amps.
Yeah, most of the stuff that you do is it 16 gauge or
Uh, I can uh, I can tell in millimeters
okay, how many
because it's
millimeters?
easier for me. 1.2
Okay,
mil for
that's
the
that's
piping
16
for
gauge.
exhaust
I
system.
think I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I don't use 1 mil because it's too thin and it breaks pretty quickly.
Okay.
It's 1 mil is okay for something that is not under much pressure, heat, and abuse. So like charge piping and that kind of stuff. But exhaust system 1.2.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because you'll get the flex and the
it's
rotation
only
in the
one way.
motor that goes into the rattle of it. And that makes sense.
And it's vibration. Vibration is crazy on supercars. Everything is falling apart. I'm telling you, it's like every bolt want to just screw out and fly
I
away.
can't fit in supercars, so I don't even bother with it. I'm just like, it's way out of my realm.
It's fine.
I get that.
It's just fun few times, and after that, it's just like meh.
Yeah.
Gonna get something
Yeah, I
comfy.
mean, I've valeted some cars back in the day, and I've tried a couple of Lambos and everything, and I was like, oh, sweet, a Lamborghini, and you go to get in, and I'm like, oh, this is really tight. Like, okay,
Yeah.
they're made for tiny Italian people, not Americans.
I mean, I'm tiny, but it's still kind of annoying to get in and get out sometimes. And once I just fell out of McLaren because the seats were so annoying. I was like, I can't get out. It's just, I'm gonna just,
You're laying on the ground, and you got to crawl out.
Yes.
So,
So, yeah.
when you do your fabricating, do you use a bandsaw when you're cutting all your angles and everything out of your pipe?
Yeah, I do use a horizontal
Okay.
bandsaw, and I do have like special cutting jigs for elbows. So I can like adjust the angle and put it in the device part of the bandsaw. So yeah, I do use most of the time I do use bandsaw. I don't use cut off wheel because it's dirty.
Yeah, it puts too
It's
much
not
dirt in
good.
there. What jigs are you using? Is there any specific ones that you like right now?
Oh, I can show you if you want
Yeah,
to.
sure.
I forgot the brand,
Oh, okay.
so just one moment. Yeah. So this is the jig. it has two radius for like short and long
Okay.
radius elbows, and it's from 2.5. So it's for 2.5, and 3 inch diameter. But I do use it for 3.5 inch
Okay.
elbows. It's fine.
It
It
works.
works.
It gets the job done.
Yeah, I think it's a SQ something, but you can buy it on Tycon.
Oh,
So
okay. From Tycon. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it's a guy from the
Yeah.
States.
Why not?
He so it's
Yeah. Brad.
build
Yeah.
aluminum.
From Brad up
Yeah,
there at Tycon.
yeah. It's pretty expensive. It's pricey, but
You know,
it's not gonna
a good
break. It's
a good
aluminum.
jig is worth the price. Like
Yeah,
good tools, you can't beat good tools.
yeah. That's the thing. You just bought it once and you just use it forever.
Yeah.
That's it.
Buy once, cry once, and then you don't have to ever worry about it failing on you.
Right.
So,
So yeah,
are you enjoying being up there? Would you see yourself like moving to a different location to like kind of be better suited, where there might be more supercars? Or do you feel like, because as your business grows, your clientele, you may need to move somewhere else. Would y'all open a second location possibly, or would you relocate, or do you think where you're at is just going to be perfect for the long run of everything?
Uh, I mean, right now I don't see any other place to move to, honestly, because we have really good location and we're pretty close to the rich towns, like Seattle, Bellevue, and Kirkland, and that kind of stuff. So it's like most of the businesses there and like rich people live here. It's nice neighborhoods. I mean, except some part of Seattle, it's kind of dirty there,
Yeah, but
you know.
that's everywhere.
But yeah, but I don't really think that I can fit in any other state. But if we need to open the second location, we need to hire people to run the
Right.
location. That's what I think.
Yeah.
So, and I probably need to hire some help soon, hopefully, because I'm alone. I do everything, designing, fabrication, and welding all by
So you're
myself.
just the one
No one helps.
one person. That's it. That's
Yeah,
pretty awesome.
yeah. And my business partner, she's doing the actual like financing, and
The sales
she's a
and the business
bookkeeper,
running
and
portion of it.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool. At least it takes something off of your plate to where you're not doing every bit of it.
Oh, I would die already, I
Yeah.
think.
It's, especially when it
Too
gets to
much.
like advertising and just talking with clients, like trying to do that it's hard to keep up with and then still actually get work done too.
Yeah, but I do have to talk to clients because I'm the one who knows the process and can explain why it's better to buy our exhaust system than order something on eBay,
Yeah, true.
or if we don't make something for their cars, I can recommend other brands because I know some brands that they do great job. They're like local United States brands, and I can tell that you guys, if you buy that, you're gonna be happy. It's not gonna break on you. It's not gonna burn your car to the ground.
That's good.
So yeah, I do recommend other companies too.
That's good. I mean, it kind of
If
gives
I
you
if I
a
so
variety
yeah,
that way.
yeah.
Well, okay. Is there anything else you want to plug or talk about before we wrap this up? I know this is kind of short and sweet, but some of these go long. Some of them, they're just kind of.
I mean, if you have any questions,
I don't know if I have any more
I can
questions.
answer.
We may
But
do a follow up at FabTech to see
yeah,
if
yeah,
anybody
I'm gonna be
if
there.
anybody does have any questions, then they could put them in the comments, and then from there, then we could answer them. That's always fun.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
So, what's your Instagram handle?
I'm Girl Welder.
Most people
Yeah.
know who you are
So
anyway.
yeah, so or you can just find me with my last name
Watson.
Watson. My original name is too hard to pronunciate for you guys, so I'm just Lisa for you.
Okay, that works. That was another thing I was going to ask because I know it just depends on who says your name. Some people say Eliza Vita, some say Liza, some say Liza. You know.
Yeah, it depends on how it's easier, but basically, my original name, the English version of it is Elizabeth.
Okay.
So it's basic. It's not something crazy, but Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, so you guys can follow me, and also I really want to start teaching at Everlast Welder School. Hopefully soon we can do some titanium lessons for people who are
Yeah,
interested in
that'd be
that.
good. Do like a nice little weekend class up there, like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, it's actually my new thing right now because I started teaching people finally. I do have a second location, not in this shop, but in another place, not far away from here. And now I do one by one
Okay.
lessons, and I also uh, consult the businesses what they need to buy for the shop, so what kind of equipment, tools, and that kind of stuff, because I know some people when they jump in the new field, they start buying everything they see and they just spend so much money for tools that they don't need
Yeah.
really. But I know exactly what you need to start building something cool.
Yeah, exactly.
So
So how do people get in touch for you for the one-on-one lessons?
Instagram.
Instagram? Just
So just
send you a
DM
nice
me.
DM through Instagram, like, hey, I'm interested in your classes and learning from you.
Yeah, yeah, and that's how usually it works. And I do have like probably 7 to 10 people right now in the line, but I'm trying to like put together my schedule to like squeeze them in, because I'm pretty busy at the shop. But at the same time, it's not just about, it's just something new for
Yeah.
me because I'm kind of tired of doing the same thing every day. And teaching people, it's like um, it's pretty hard for me. And I really like challenges and I really like to learn something new. So yeah, that's why I do it. And when you teach somebody, you learn
Yeah,
too,
exactly.
you know?
You're not just learning that, you're learning most of it is trying to figure out a way to get the connection in them to where they understand what you're saying or you're trying to
Yeah.
do, especially with welding. I know I get a lot of, guys at the shop and just trying to teach them like, hey, this is a better technique to use than what you're doing. And then you see that aha moment, that light bulb go off in their head and they're like, oh, now I get it. And yeah, that just trying to figure
Yeah.
that moment out is always the hardest part for me.
Yeah, that's pretty hard. And plus people are so different and it's so hard
Yeah.
sometimes because something works for somebody but doesn't work for another person, and you're like, "Okay, I need to find another way to explain the same thing that I'm trying to explain."
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty.
Have you thought about doing like online training, kind of like what Dusty does?
I do it, but I do it in Russian for my Russian speaking
Okay.
followers. I do have like online school there because it's easier for me to do it online. I'm here, they work there, and they really want to learn, and I can share like my experience not just with welding but with business because it's pretty interesting for most people too. And that's what I do for now in my native language, but I'm moving to the point where I can feel more confident to teach in English too, because it's kind of this is another challenge for me, because it's my second
Right.
language. But I'm learning a language through teaching
Right.
people too. It's actually pretty
But
cool.
I mean, if you look at it that way, it's also the way you've learned welding by doing, you know.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
you've learned your trade by doing, plus you're learning. That's really awesome. That's such a hard, difficult thing to do at the same time that a lot of people just
right.
probably, a lot of us, we just take for granted, like, oh, we know how to talk. It's not a big deal. But here you are coming from a completely different, language but you know how to do it.
Yeah, I
You
know
know
how
how to
to do
weld and
it,
you know how
and
to do everything. And then, that's the common language between everybody for the most
yeah,
part. So
yeah,
that's really cool.
yeah.
All right. Well, I've taken up too much time on your Sunday, so I hope you have a great rest
Oh,
of your
it's fine.
weekend. If there's anything
Uh,
else you want to plug, people can reach out to you in a DM to get in touch with you for training or any questions on titanium and stuff like that, I'm sure. And
oh yeah,
we always look forward to the new content you have coming out. That's always fun.
of course. doing my best to keep up with everything that I have. So I don't have much time, only 24 hour in a day, but I do my best to like squeeze as much as I can in one day to share the content and the teaching and welding and fabricating and business stuff, and oh my god, it's so many things.
By the time you
But I mean, it's
by the
great.
time you get it done, you think about something else you should have done, and then you're just tired.
I mean, I keep forgetting so many little things that are not related to like a business part of my life, and I can't forget about my friends'
Yeah,
birthdays. That sucks, but it's true, and I always apologize because it's so many things in my head, and sometimes it feels like it's gonna just.
yeah. I have a bad habit of
It
seeing
is what
them
it is.
after when everybody's posting on Facebook.
That's yeah, that works for me too.
All right. Well, have a good
Um,
weekend, and thank you for your time. And it was awesome learning about you.
yeah, thank you so much for having me here.
All right. Hold on.